All right, so check this out. Let's go ahead and comment about this article from CBS News. Google strikes a $60 million deal with Reddit, allowing search giant to train AI models on human posts. Wow. If this title doesn't tell you a lot about the value of data that you produce, I don't know what will. So many of the people who use Reddit will now see their information that they produce, the content that they've created, being trained on artificial intelligence. Kudos, because you have been used, and now Google's going to take your information to train their AI models to be smarter than you. This article was produced on the 23rd of February, 2024. Let's break this down. Gemini is the AI model that is going to be using your post on Reddit. Google has struck a deal with Reddit that allows the search giant to use posts from the online discussion site for training its artificial intelligence models and to improve services such as Google Search. The arrangement, announced Thursday and valued at roughly $60 million, will also give Reddit access to Google AI models for improving its internal search, site search, and other features. Reddit declined to comment or answer questions beyond its written statement about the deal. Secrecy. Yeah. You don't know what else they're going to do with your information if you use Reddit. Who would have thought when the foundation of the internet was being laid, and then these companies began to use the internet, the World Wide Web, that your information will have value? I bet many of you who had Facebook, MySpace, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, all of this information and data that has been created is going to be fed into AI models to make their models seem more human. You have freely given your information to these companies, and they are going to capitalize off of it. This is one situation to where Google is going to capitalize off of content created from Reddit. So Wall Street bets, all of the people who participated in the great short squeeze of AMC and GameStop and many other stocks, everything that you uploaded, everything that you typed is going to be fed into Google. Google wants to reign supreme in this technology space. They want to stay at the top. So they need to get more human-based post content, and I guess Reddit is the fertile ground to where you can get that information from. Now, what other social media platforms are there that people will want to get their hands on? Namely, I think that's the reason why Elon Musk bought Twitter. It's because of all of that content that was created is valuable now. With the creation of artificial intelligence, Elon Musk is going to feed his Neuralink, his robot, and his Grok AI chatbot. He's going to feed all of the information that was garnered from Twitter into those machines, into the software. So maybe, well, how much you pay for, like $44 billion for Twitter? Maybe 5 years, 10 years down the line, that information that's being created on Twitter, even current time, even right now, is going to be worth more than that. So that could be the true agenda as to why Elon wanted to purchase Twitter, because he knows that information has value. What about you? Do you not know that your information that you produce, that you give freely to these companies, have value? Do you know what they're doing with it? Because as you can see from this article, Reddit did not respond to comment or answer questions beyond what they said in their statement about the deal. Separately, the San Francisco-based company announced plans for its initial public offering. Now they're trying to go public. Yeah, Reddit is about to go public off of the information that their users produced. So what are the users getting besides a place to where they can converse and communicate with other people of like-mindedness? Now, in the documents filed in the Securities and Exchange Commission, Reddit said it reported a net income of $18.5 million, its first profit in 2 years. Now, how are they making money? Answer that question. How is Reddit making money if it's a free site? Are they using the back end, giving your information to other businesses and companies to feed other AI models, to see what interests that their base has? In the October-December quarter, on revenue of $249.8 million. How are they making $249.8 million? The company said it aims to list its shares on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol RDDT. The Google deal is a big step for Reddit, which relies on volunteer moderators to run its sprawling array of free-wheeling topic-based discussions. Those moderators have publicly protested earlier Reddit decisions, most recently blacking out much of the site for days when Reddit announced plans to start charging many third-party apps for access to its content. Understand, to their content. If people didn't use Reddit, Reddit wouldn't have no content. So it's the people's content that Reddit is trying to capitalize off of. And now they want to charge third-party apps to use that information. If you guys don't see the game, something is wrong, because we're being played. Yeah, regular users of these social media apps are being played because the company, these centralized entities, are making money from it. They're making money from it. And it looked like hundreds of millions of dollars from the content that you freely give. And you spend time on these social media platforms. And some people may get some small change here and there. But overwhelmingly, a lot of people who use these social media websites don't get paid. But your content is being used so that they could get paid. Make it make sense. The data sharing arrangement is also highly significant for Google, which is hungry for access to human written material it can use to train its AI models to improve their understanding of the world and thus their ability to provide relevant answers to questions in a conversational format. Human beings are being played to create the next technology that's going to be far advanced than them. AI. If you guys haven't seen the movie iRobot, I suggest you guys go watch it, because it seems that this is the way that the world is trying to go. In order to make a viable artificial intelligence community, you need to give it access to content that actual human beings have created. So sooner or later, 2 years, 3 years down the line, you won't understand whether or not, or you won't even know if you're speaking to an actual human or a robot. That is how far this artificial intelligence game is going to go. You won't even know the difference, because they will sound just like a regular human being. So when you come back to the axis of intelligence, will that have any value? Like Albert Einstein, a lot of the great minds of the world, will that even matter when you have artificial intelligence that's even smarter than them? Human beings will no longer be at the top of the hill. Artificial intelligence will be at the top, controlling humans, because they'll be far advanced than a human mind. And the bad part is that these businesses, these companies, they're not going to control it. They're not going to rein it in. They're not going to have like a kill switch to automatically shut down these artificial intelligent bots, because they're greedy for money. So I'm just telling you all now that this sets a precedent as to what people want, or these businesses want. It also sets a precedent for how tech companies go about obtaining data for their growing AI models to feast on. Look at the words that this article is going into from CBS. Like, it just seems as if what you produce is just being feast. Like, you're just some type of roadkill that these AI robots is just going to ingest and just take all of your information up to become better. Even when it comes to content that is publicly available, a barrage of high-profile lawsuits were filed in a New York federal court in January, testing the future of large language models like ChatGPT and other artificial intelligence products that ingest huge troves of copyrighted human works available online. Copyrighted human works. Yes, there will be some great cases coming through trying to delineate and trying to differentiate between what AI can use and what it can't. And if it's available online, is it really copyrighted? If the market or if the AI takes that work and tries to become more human. The arrangement with Google doesn't presage any sort of data-driven changes to how Reddit functions, according to an individual familiar with the matter. The person requested anonymity in order to speak freely during the SEC enforced quiet period that precedes an IPO. Unlike social media sites like TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, Reddit does not use algorithmic processes that try to guess what users will be most interested in seeing next. Instead, users simply search for the discussion forums they're interested in and can then dive into ongoing conversations or start new ones. That is why it's so valuable. It's because you're not seeing an algorithm trying to, okay, maybe they'll like this or maybe they'll like that. No. You actually have humans engaging with other humans. Find out what you're looking for. Search what you're finding. Searching you shall find on Reddit. You're not being read or being seen information from an algorithm because it thinks you will want to see this or listen to it. That is why Google is running to Reddit. Now, what do you think about Google and the stock? I don't want to spend too much time on this article. I want to see what impact will it have on the price in Google, because you guys can see it is nearing all-time highs. I didn't drop a price prediction because on my last video in Google because of the earnings. Now, we identified a couple of buy zones here. You guys can see after earnings was released in Google, it broke through that buy zone and it broke through that one, but it maintained this buy zone. That's very good. It's very good because it tells us that buyers are around $140 in Google. Take a look at this on the weekly. Okay. So yes, we have seen increased volatility in Google, no doubt about it. But for us to see last week, the market in Google closed higher than the prior week, it tells me that this area is being seen as a safe location to come and buy the stock. 2 weeks. Okay. So we're still going through this process though of the market trying to figure out, is this a safe zone to come and buy the stock? Just like the last time back here in 2021, the market was trying to figure out, do we want to continue to go higher above 150 or do you want to go down? We're going through that process again in 2024. However, this time may be different. Okay, it may be different this time. Why would I say that? Because even though I do acknowledge that from the chart's perspective, the price action in Google is seeing an increase in selling up here at these prices. Yes, that is going on. But while that is going on, you can see how the market is not reacting to that selling negatively. Okay. Here it is on the 3. Google on the 6 months. So I think the process currently for Google is for it to go through this selling. Okay, so there's a lot of selling going on here into the market in Google. I definitely want to put that out on the table for everyone to see. So with that being stated, we are going to create a couple of areas that we suspect will impact the buyers, because I am going to look for the market in Google to go higher. All right. Now, it's maybe a struggle. It's not going to just shoot up like a rocket off of a launch pad. But we do acknowledge that this price action in Google wants to go up. Okay. So here's another zone. Let me go ahead and put another sell zone here, because we need to be careful. All right, so let me straighten this up a little bit. Try to create these sell zones on a daily time frame. All right, so now we are going to look forward to the price in Google to go higher. These are the points, targets. First one is right here, real close. If we see rejection here at this first sell zone, then our ideal longer term looking for Google to make all-time highs is definitely in jeopardy. So either at the low or the high of this first sell zone. At the high, give us 1.73%. Second target is going to be up here, or at the second sell zone, which is around 150. At the high, 3.59%, or at the low at 149.50, 40. That will give us like 2 3/4. Okay. And then the third target is going to be up here at the third sell zone, around 154, 155, to get the 6% move higher. Now, don't expect, like I told you already, don't expect the market to just completely shoot up. Expect some volatility. Expect some days where the price goes up, then it goes down 2 days, goes up the third day. Like, just prepare yourself for that. But this is what I'm looking at right now. So go ahead and give me your thoughts about this and let me know what you guys suspect price of Google is going to do, and the information that you produce to these social media platforms. Make sure you maintain the profitability, and as always, trade different.